evening, folks, and welcome to Cooking with Dan Luzzi. My name is Janet Reposardi-Hoff. I'll be your host this evening on Dan's Show with Dan. How are you, Dan?
Good, good. How are we doing, guys?
Very good.
Okay, Dan.
All right, what are we going to wheel?
Yeah, what are we going to do? Eggplant?
I was going to do an eggplant. I don't know if we'll have enough time to put it in a dish, but it's a neat way to get eggplant involved into other dishes where we're just going to cut it thick and sear it and roast it. It's very awkward to work with a lot of times. I mean, it's a real exercise. I mean, I've seen people just layer it in raw and just bake the heck out of it, and it finally ends up cooking with stuff that they had.
Right.
And if you want to get involved and start doing it on the countertop, you know, what a mess that can be. You've got to peel it, slice it, you know, all of the above. And it absorbs a lot of oil. It makes a pretty good-sized mess. Do I bread it? Do I just put eggs? You know, how do you do this whole thing, you know? Well, I don't know either. We're going to figure it out today. But what I'm going to do is I put the oven on over there, and I guess I'll get some Earl in the pan. All right. I'm going to put in as little as possible. All right, I've got some oil in a pan.
Okay.
And I'm getting involved with this more and more and more, and that's having an oven on and searing something, especially if it's a little thicker, and then putting it in an oven and finishing it there. You know, when you're roasting something, it's a really good thing.
Does it just reduce some of the cooking time, or?
Yeah, and it's not as oily, it's not as messy,
Oh, okay.
like a big thick steak or something, like a
Right.
you know, a couple big lamb chops or something like that. You brown them up, you get them hot. I love those shows where they take those cast iron pans, get everything torqued up, and throw the whole doggone pan in the oven. It's just a more even cook, you know, when you're doing that sort of thing. When you're doing the stuff in the pans and finishing them, you tend to want things a little bit thinner. These cutlets, that's what these pans are really geared for. Flatten them out nice and thin. You work a little sauce and work a little magic like that. But when you got something thicker here and you're attempting to finish it on the oven, it's difficult. You know, the margin of error gets reduced drastically. But you all of a sudden you chuck it in the oven and adjust the temperature depending on what you're cooking, and it really can come out very even and juicy and good. All right, what I'm going to do is I'll just snip the bottom of this eggplant off here, but I'm going to cut a couple big hunky wonks like that, okay?
Wow, that is pretty thick.
Yep. And I'm going to leave the skin on.
Okay.
I'll just do 2 of them. I'm not going to get many more anyway. All right. All I'm going to do is take them. I haven't seasoned them or anything. I could do that when they come out. I want this very, very, very hot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how this eggplant absorbs this oil and stuff.
Yes,
it's hard. It's
it does.
unbelievable. I guess I'll leave that much in there just to make sure it doesn't absorb it. But it'll give some of it back in the oven, and hopefully we'll leave some of it in the pan. But you don't need much. You can always add a little bit more in. Yeah, that's snow. I don't know when to plow and not to plow. Holy smokes. I'm not going to plow tonight. This is a Tuesday where we're taping this thing. And I'm telling you, because it's going to snow. It's only this much on the ground, right? And it's going to snow
Well,
tomorrow,
they did
tonight
say that,
and stuff.
yep, tonight. Another 3 inches. It's
Right,
like
I'm just doing it tomorrow at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'll be taping the complaints. Jesus, Danny.
It's like another 2 inches every other day. You know, they just keep getting more and more.
You can see the smoke coming off of that pan, right?
Yep.
I'm going to flour this.
Okay.
All right. We'll keep some of the moisture in and the oil out. Again, I'm leaving the skin on. Watch that oil get absorbed.
Wow.
How? Most of the cooking is going to take place in the oven.
Okay.
That's the trick. We're thinking brown, not burn. Ooh. Nice and nice. Get that good color on there.
Yeah, I can see you can see the brown in the oil.
Right, that's the
There's
flour.
a little bit of the flour.
Right.
Okay.
I guess looking pretty good.
Nice and
And
golden.
hopefully before the end of the show they'll be ready. Like I said, we can season them, but what we're going to show you when we take it out, I mean, you can't get rough with it. You know, you can't, start bouncing the eggplant around and stuff, but there's certain dishes you could work it into. If you made a chicken dish and maybe had it at room temperature, you could work it in a little bit, or a pasta dish, you could work it in easy without it breaking up, or, it's just much easier to handle. See all that oil? Some of it's evaporated, but a lot of that is into the eggplant. And hopefully it'll be on this pan when we take it back out again. So I feel like we've done enough there. Going to take our eggplant out.
Okay.
I'm not going to put any more oil in. There's a lot of the oil missing. It's in the eggplant. And we'll check on it in a little while. Well, what do you think? Got a little pan going. I guess I'll hold off on the blackened salmon. And I wanted to do a dish that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask you what we're doing next. I see we have some salmon. I see we have some chicken.
Little chicken. I wanted to do 2 chicken dishes if we had time. I definitely want to do our a chicken parmesan.
Ooh.
I don't know if you want to do this at home. It's not that hard to do. Forget about the veal and the eggplant. The chicken's the easy one to work with, and it's a really popular dish. It's one of these items that you know it can be very easy to abuse. All right, I've already prepared these cutlets a little bit,
Okay.
as if I was doing another type of dish. But I'm gonna. I feel like they're a little too thick for the Parmesan. Hope you can see on the camera there. That B-grade camera that Greg's working over there. That relic from the 40s. Cecil B. DeMille use that thing or what? But we're not going paper thin here, but we want to get this down where it's on the flat side. Nice and even. But you know, each step has got to be right. We got some seasoned breadcrumbs, and I don't recommend the fresh mozzarella cheese for this. I recommend that more of that pizza cheese style fish, yeah, because I like the way it melts. I just like the way it works with this dish. The Parmesan is you know the fresh mozzarella, and we make it here. It's too stringy and stuff. I like the way this other cheese works a little better.
Well, it's a little heartier, isn't it?
Pardon me?
Like the
Yeah,
parm-
yeah. I hate to say it's a little less expensive too and everything else. I just like the way it works with the dish. If I had my druthers and I could have one or the other, I would definitely take what we're about to do today.
So will we be using the entire slices, or
Yes.
we're going to cut? Okay.
That's one problem at home, I guess, having slices. I don't know if they sell this stuff in slices or not. I know they have the American cheese in slices.
Sure they do.
But they do, yeah. I'm not sure. So we have a few eggs. We're going to whip the eggs up. Got some flour and some seasoned breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Hey, we can make an omelet here, huh? All right. Guess I should put them in the proper order. I think that eggplant's doing all right. I like doing the plastic thing here. So that's all we're going to do. You see how nice and thin we have these cutlets. Muy importante. All right, we got a little flour. We want to clean as we go. Tell you what.
What?
A couple of members of my family open a can of soup. The kitchen's a mess, for crying out loud. I think we just cooked 20 meals in there. All right. Need a little plate to put this on when I'm through.
You mean there are other cooks other than yourself?
Yeah, I just sit by
No.
back and let them cook, and then I criticize. This is how it works. You want to make sure you have enough breading, which I barely have enough right here. There we go. Always away from you. You don't want to bring it to you, just like when you're using a knife. Whoops. All right. This is actual cooking time. We're not taking the camera off at all.
Yep.
It's going to cook a little bit in the oven. Nice and golden, right?
Nice and golden.
Nice
very
sized
quickly.
pan. Nice assistant to work with.
And it smells great.
Each step has got to be good. Doesn't take that much time. And it also doesn't take that much time to totally butcher this thing. Don't worry, it's not going to be raw. Get it in, get it out. By the time you have it, it'll be primo. Doesn't take much to make sure not only is every parasite killed, but also all the flavor and texture of the dish So you have to be very careful with that, folks. I'll take a little
Right.
snip off there for
Ooh,
you.
Hey, great.
Gonna take a little sauce, smear it on the bottom. This is just basic marinara sauce. You can use a meat sauce too if you'd like. Looks like we have a lot of food here, wouldn't you say, for the one plate?
And actually, that's thoroughly cooked already
Right.
in that short period of time.
Try that there. I guess we'll have to give Uncle Greg a slice, won't we?
Hey, I'm reaching.
He's reaching, folks. All right.
He gets jealous.
So I've got some Parmesan. You know, I like Parmesan, and you know, you can put a Romano on. Careful with the Romano, don't put it on too vigorously. Here we have that sliced cheese.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the thicker side.
Ooh. Great.
And we'll cover that, and then we're just going to take a little more sauce on, and we're going to bake this in the oven. But it'll give us a chance to check on that eggplant that I probably torched.
I think it'll be all right.
Got a nice garlic smell coming off that marinara, no? All right.
We love garlic, you know that.
That's right. Garlic Central, and there we have it. You can actually bring it to that stage, I would say, and have it ready. You know, do all this and clean up. You just don't want to do it, you know, too far ahead of time, I guess, or you don't want to put it back in the fridge. But you know, when I think about it, if you had all this stuff done 4 or 5 o'clock, we're going to eat 6 o'clock, and had it just like that, maybe the last thing being putting the red sauce on the top.
Right.
You know, that works too. This way you can be cleaned up and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Eggplant. Are we checking on that?
Well, yeah, I should check on the eggplant.
Maybe we
huh?
should check on the eggplant?
Yeah. Let's check it out. Ooh, it's good. And it's not that hard to figure out. The only problem you're going to run into with this is is that it's hard and raw. But give it a squeeze. You squeeze that, I'll squeeze you. No, but you know, you can feel you can almost feel the fact that it's got to be cooked all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, you
Or
can
right
push
in the
on a little
center there,
bit. Yeah,
yep.
I could have even taken it out a little sooner. All right, what we'll do is we'll let it set up a little bit. I'll start the salmon and
Okay.
and see how that goes. All right, I take it our pan is probably hot by now
I
since
would
I've had
think
it
so.
on for about the last 2 hours.
That's right.
I have a nice piece of salmon fillet here. And we have a little,
That
you know, they
looks-
sell these Cajun mixes in the store.
that
We
looks
make our
pretty
own here.
serious.
Yeah, this stuff's got
Yeah. Ooh.
this stuff's got
Talk about
smoke.
kicking.
Yeah, this stuff. We do put the words very hot. This isn't your
I can feel the heat from here.
this isn't your
That's-
chain restaurant's
Oh, no.
variety heat here. This is in the New Orleans zone, okay? Nolans, whatever they say.
New Orleans, that's what they say.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to put this skin side down, all right? Because that's the side we're going to serve it on. And we'll get that going. What's good about this, and the way we're going to serve it, if you're going to cut back a little bit after the holidays, that's a good way to get some seasoning and some flavor and stuff. And the way I'll show you the way we're going to marry this up when we put it on the dish. Get that all flattened on there. But you know, it's spicy, and we're just going to serve it with some arugula, a little salsa, and then we do have an option you can put on that's all the calories. But we'll
option.
see an option. If I order this
no.
tonight, I'm going to go. Hold
No, no, we're going to be so good, and then we've got that option. Oh, no.
All right, you're thinking, you know, chicken with the salad and stuff like that. Next thing you know, it's the Caesar dressing on it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'll
killer.
have the light. No, give me the harpoon. Next thing you know, you need a harpoon. You look like me, a whale.
Oh, no.
So I gotta ask you,
No.
Dan, I understand that tea times are very good in Orlando right now.
Right.
Oh, no.
My friend Lawrence is reminding me that every time I speak to him. He wants to know where I'm playing up here.
Oh, no.
I'm real happy about that.
Don't get him in trouble again.
So we're going to try to, I mean, this is hot right now, so it'd be a lot easier to do if it was cooler. It'd also be a lot easier to do if I didn't overcook it. Right, we're just taking this skin now. Like I said, this would really come right off. And if you did do this, it's one of these things you'll be better off letting it get to room temperature. And then you can work it into a dish. Or eat it like that, for that matter.
Nice.
It's falling apart a little bit. But it's just a neat way of doing the eggplant. It's not totally soggy, and though it's close. Well, you get the picture, folks. It's kind of chunky there. We'll take the rest of this wrap off. We don't have time to do it on the show when it cools off. It's not something that you can whip into a pan, although you can make a little mishmash out of it if you feel like it, you know. You do anything you want. But it's something that you can get into a pan and toss a little bit with a pasta dish, a light dish, and it can still be chunky for you. Okay, we'll set that right there. So I guess we'll get ready to plate up the old salmon. All we're going to do with that is I have a little arugula here.
Arugula.
That's all we're going to do with it. Going to get a little base of arugula. Guess we don't need that one. I love this stuff. It's got a nice spice to it, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to complement this. It's going to complement this dish nicely. And you know, the salmon, it's all according to your own druthers. We, you know, some people don't want any color in the center. Some people do. Most don't.
Oh, look at that heat. Wow.
Oh yeah, we got some heat. We're gonna set that on the plate. I guess we'll cock it to that side. And all I have here is a little tomato bruschetta here. Nice and spicy. There's a little bit of oil in that. Not too much. Nice and spicy. You want to get this, if you can, to get it to room temperature also. You know, you get the hot salmon and the freezing cold, you know, salsa. And then, you know, it could all stop there. You know, you could serve that dish spicy, the salsa gets involved with the salad.
I like
and it's a
that.
nice dish.
Well, the aroma of the spices on the salmon is really something.
Or
Great.
you could whip out some of this
no.
roasted
no.
garlic and onion butter and ruin
No.
everything.
No.
All right, take a couple little slices of this.
Well, how do you say no to that?
I know, I gotta try hard too.
It's not really fair.
I know, it's not good. We'll put a couple slabs of that on there and ruin the whole event. But just prior to putting the butter on there, you know, this could be blackening anything. Get a little mix, get a few greens or something, and even some of that salsa you take out of the doggone, with the chip out of the jar. What the heck's wrong with that? Put a piece of blackened fish or chicken down, some greens underneath it, and throw a little salsa there or some little tomato salad you whipped up, and you know, you've got a nice little dish.
And I think we better check on that.
Check on the chicken.
Yeah,
Right.
check on the chicken.
Chicken will end up like the eggplant. Crying out loud.
Come on. Don't beat yourself up. Let me do that for you.
Right. You're doing pretty well at it. The here it is. Everything's melted. What's the word? Operative
looks
word?
good.
Creamy and dreamy,
Don't
right?
ask me about words today.
That's right. You're batting a cool
Yeah, I'm not,
buck
not doing
89,
very well.
right? But you can see that this, you know, the cheese just melts nicely. I like this sliced cheese. It just works a little better. And conveniently, it's a little cheaper. But just gonna add a little bit of the green on there. Nice little side dish of some thicker or thinner pasta, whatever is your preference. A little parsley there, and there it is. A little chicken Johnny. Little chicken Parmigiani.
And I understand we have some time for a chicken dish.
Very little time.
Very
Well,
little
let's get it
time.
going.
Telling us very little time, but a little time.
Do that like that show they used to have on Ready, Set, Cook. Well, here we go. Except they got 28 minutes. We're gonna
Ready,
wheel
set,
this
cook.
off. I got a real nice olive oil there, and we're gonna do a dish that they was popularized, I guess, by taking a rib veal chop, not a loin. The rib's a little cheaper. It's like a prime rib, the same look, same fat. The fat would happen in the same areas as it would on a prime rib. It's just a younger calf, and the loin has a different look, much in the same way you'd see the larger loin chops or the T-bone steak on a cow. But what we're doing with it is we're going to bread this chicken breast. So you take that veal chop, butterfly it, cut it in the center, flatten it out, had the little bone on it. You'd flatten that out and you'd bread it and you'd serve it, and they started popularizing it a little bit by putting a little salad with it. So we're going to do that with chicken breast. I think that's great, and this is something you can do at home. Going to flatten these a little bit, similar to the chicken Parmesan. We got the plastic underneath and on top. Doesn't make that big a mess on your counter. You know, some of these things they sell on TV, it's, you know, it just sounds good on paper. But, all right, we don't have too much time, so we're going to wheel this.
Okay.
All right,
Nice
going to do the
and
same thing. We're going to bread it.
Okay.
Rather, yeah, we're going to go flour first. Pan is hot enough. Put that in there. Put that in there. Put that there. Hopefully I have enough breading. Should always have enough breading. I'm really treading the line here, folks. I think we can get it done.
Yeah, I
Now.
think you can get it.
Barely, but we'll get it. Holy smokes. Now this one doesn't have to go in the oven. So I'll keep the plate right there.
Okay.
All right, and with it, we're going to serve an arugula salad on top of it. Mostly arugula. Gonna put a little radicchio in.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna put a little Bermuda onion in. Not too much. That's enough, I guess, to put on top of the dish as I'm burning the cutlets. Trying to do too much at once here.
You know, the
That's-
nice thing about this is they're so thin. It doesn't, I mean, your cooking time is
Right, but they're not paper either, right?
No,
You know, but it's
that's
thin
true,
enough.
yeah,
This is
right.
just, that's it. They're done.
beautiful.
Turn that off. And we'll get over here and see if we can. Whoa!
Ooh, that
See
hurt.
if we can't get that together. All right, we got a little dressing. Got a little balsamic vinaigrette. I'm just going to put a little on. I can always put more on. I guess I'm going to need more. Going to try a little salt and pepper. Great dish for a pepper mill. You get it in a nice deep bowl. This way you can get the dressing around without overdressing it. You can always overdress these things. It looks like it's pretty well coated.
Oh,
no?
yeah. I wouldn't add any more, I
Right.
don't think.
Okay, let's get the plate going. Put our cutlets around, nice and nice. I'll put the little whole piece in the center, so hopefully nobody will notice it. I'm gonna take this out with my hand, kind of put it in the center there. Got a radicchio, a little arugula. I like this. Got the onions going. Okay.
Nice. Very
And
nice.
what we have is a little, I should have put this on first. I'll just
A
try to get it
little
on the
lemon
cutlet. A little
zest?
lemon zest.
Mmm.
A little bit to the cutlets. Give it that little pop. And with the salad. I don't want to get it on the salad. I guess we'll get that over here. Then we have that beautiful Parmesan, as Mario calls it, the king of all cheeses.
Oh,
Little
that's the
shaved
touch.
Parmesan on there.
Absolutely.
And there we have a little chicken Milanese, giardiniera, a little salad with it.
folks, thanks for joining us in the dining room as we review what we've done in the kitchen a little bit earlier, right?
Yes, Miss Monroe.
Okay.
We had our blackened salmon. That could be a dietetic dish without the 2 glurbs of butter that I put on it. But that roasted garlic and onion butter, it's a nice touch.
Yeah, that is a nice touch.
We did our chicken parmesan, one of these little dishes you can see on a lot of menus, but you know, it's if done properly, it's a really neat
Oh,
thing.
it's beautiful.
And then we had our other breaded chicken dish, the chicken Milanese giardiniera style with the salad on top of it and that little shaved parmesan.
Well, thanks, folks, for joining us again this evening on Cooking with Dan Leslie, and we will see you next week for another exciting show.